Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for praying with us for the launch of this brand new life-giving church in Walker, Michigan later this September. We are coming off our first ever in-person tribes get-together, our first invite party. Come on, somebody. We were supposed to have one a couple of weeks ago, but the days leading up to it, our girls went down for the count. Every single one of them had above 102-degree fever. 2 of them were all the way up to 105. In our 10 years of family life, we have never had all 4 go down in one swing. Someone texted me that the devil was working overtime, and he was. We had to cancel it and reschedule it for this last Sunday. That's why it's so important to have all 331 of you praying for the start of this new church. Please pray this week as we continue connecting with people that nothing gets in the way of what God's doing. Mel and I are so excited to gather with other people that God might be calling to lock arms with us and bring this thing about. And invite someone to join you. My dream has been to get this team up to 1,000 people. And if everyone texts our prayer team sign up to one person, we'll be almost there. This week, I want to take you to Isaiah 6:8 that says this, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and whom will go for us?' And I said, 'Here I am, send me.'" Church planting has not always been what I wanted to do. My first choice was to follow in Braylon Edwards' footsteps as Michigan University's next great wide receiver. But life taught me pretty soon that was not going to happen. One of the places God did bring me to was Marion, Indiana for college. And over my 3 years there, I felt like my soul was ripping into. Mel's a couple years older than me. She was living off campus in the city of Marion. I was finishing up undergrad on campus. And if you've ever been to Indiana Wesleyan, you can be on a manicured campus one moment and cross over one street and be in the midst of some pretty devastating poverty the next. We built some incredible relationships with people who lived in Marion, and a good many of them were people who were far from God. When it became so apparent to me that they were not going to cross the street in this direction, they didn't feel welcome on campus, someone was going to have to go to them. And through a specific set of events, I started to feel like God was putting a target on my chest, saying, hey, maybe that's you. Maybe you're the one who's supposed to go to them. So coming out of undergrad, I had a mentor who sat down with me and told me, Evan, that may be true, but you need to grow up a bit. You need to mature a bit before you step into something like that. And so that's what we did. We got connected to a great church on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Now, more than a decade later, we're looking at the city of Grand Rapids and we feel the very same way. There are so many people who feel like they have to look the part in order to be a part. People looking for and longing for a space to belong before they believe. We feel like God is calling us to cross to the other side of the street, to go where people are in order to invite them into what God's doing. So for the next 60 seconds, will you pray that God draws people to himself? Pray that people reach out on social media, that we meet people in coffee shops, and that God draws them into this new work that he's doing. Thank you so much for praying. We love you. We'll see you next week.